The ancient history of Kashmir, Mahabharata period. Indiraj Tarangni Kalana has started the history of Kashmir just before the Great Mahabharata War. The first king mentioned by him is Gonanda I. He was killed in a battle along with his son. At the time of the commencement of Mahabharata war, Gonanda II was ruling Kashmir. After his death, Kalahana informs that the records of 35 kings who ruled the valley could not be traced by him because of distraction of records. A brief record of these kings has been given by a modern scholar, Pirzada Hassan, from a Persian work composed during the time of Sultan Zain al-Abidin. The author of this work, Mullah Ahmad, had been able to obtain the names of these kings from an earlier Sanskrit work, Ratnaka. Mauryan Empire. The great Mauryan emperor Ashoka is recorded to have ruled Kashmir. Ashoka founded the old city of Srinagar, now called as Pandrithan or Pandrichistan. Ashoka built many vihars and temples, including a Shiva temple at Vijayeshwari, modern Bijbihara. After the death of Ashoka, his son Jaluka extended the throne of Kashmir. Jaluka was a great king who cleared the valley of oppression. Jaluka was succeeded by his king Damodar II. At present, the Srinagar airport is located at Damodar Kareva, where the king is supposed to have lived in a big palace. Kushan Empire. After the Mauryans, Kashmir was occupied by the Kushans. Kalahana's account of Turksha kings indicates without any doubt the Kushana's occupation of the valley. The three great Kushan rulers were Hoshika, Joshika, and Kanishka. They founded the towns of Hokashpura, Jokashpura, and Kanishkapura respectively. The Kushan kings also built many temples and vihars. The fourth Buddhist council was held by Kanishka at Kundalavan, present day at Harwan, Srinagar, near Shalimar Garden. It is at this council that Buddhism got divided into Mahayana and Hinayana sects. Some of the great Buddhist scholars who took active part in the council were Ashwaghosh, Nagarjuna, Vasubadhu, Sangamitra, and Janimitra. It's very important to note, when India was ruled by Guptas, Kashmir was an independent state. However, on the fall of Gupta Empire, Kashmir fell into the hands of Hunas. The first Hunas ruler, Mahir Kulu, is known in the Kashmir history for his cruelty. Karakota Dynasty. Karakotas are also known as Nagas. Karakota dynasty was founded by Durlabh Harvardhana in 625 to 661 AD. During the reign of Durlabh Harvardhana, the Chinese pilgrim, Hussein visited Kashmir and entered the valley via Baramulla, where he found a huge stone gate. Hussein stayed in Kashmir for about 2 years and studied Sanskrit and Hindu scriptures. Durlabh Harvardhana was succeeded by Pratap Aditya, who founded the town of Pratappura, now known as Thapar. The greatest ruler of Karakota dynasty was Lalit Aditya Muktapida, who ruled for about 36 years. It's very important to note about Lalit Aditya. Lalit Aditya was a great conqueror. He was filled with an unquenchable thirst of world conquest. He invaded and conquered many countries, Asia and India. He is undoubtedly the Samudragupta of Kashmir. Lalit Aditya conquered the Punjab, Kunj, Tibet, Ladakh, Badakhshan, Iran, Bihar, Kauda meaning Bengal, Kalinga, Odessa, South India, Gujarat, Malwa, Marwar, and Sindh. It was he who finally broke the power of Arabs in Sindh. His commander in chief was Chankuria. For the welfare of his subjects, Lalit Aditya got the river Jhelum desolated and ponds and embankments were constructed around low-lying areas. Lalit Aditya was also a great builder and he built his capital near the shrine of Kheer Bhavani and gave it the name of Parihaspura, the city of pleasure. Throughout the valley, Lalit Aditya built very fine and massive temples, out of which the world famous is Sun Temple at Martand, built on Mutton Karewa, reminds us about the grandeur and splendor of his times. Lalit Aditya was a great patron of learning. He had many famous learned men of India and other countries at his court. Bahubati was the court poet of Lalit Aditya. After Lalit Aditya's death, it was mostly the weak rulers except his. The history of Karakota dynasty after Jayapadya is a sad story of decline. All the conquered territories regained their independence and sovereignty of the ruler of Kashmir came to be confined to Vitasta Basin.